this is JC. Welcome to Missed Again, where every missed shot is a lesson. It's not about perfect play, it's about my struggles and honest progress. This is a follow-up to my previous video on 2 subtle stroke mistakes that might be destroying your pool game. Check it out if you haven't. Have you ever watched high-level players play and wonder how they achieve a seemingly slow, smooth stroke that still has the power to pocket balls? I'm not talking about the brick shots or power draws, but about 90% of the shots taken at the table in a game. In this video, I will share 3 techniques to achieve a silky smooth stroke like the pros and discuss the relationship between bridge length and butt grip position. Besides the aesthetic appeal of a smooth stroke, there are significant technical benefits. First, you have better control of the cue and shot. Next, the mechanics to create a smooth stroke require consistency, and this consistency in stroke allows for better fine-tuning of cue ball control. Finally, the technique relies on the cue's weight to do most of the heavy lifting. This is what gives the impression of effortless power. Let's start by examining the common reasons why a stroke is not smooth. The first is probably obvious. The stroke is not straight. There are many causes of this, such as a too tight grip, wrist turn, elbow movement, getting up from a shot, or not adopting a proper stance. The second reason for a stroke going offline is poking, punching, or stabbing at the cue ball. Poking at the cue ball can create problems such as deceleration, where speed is lost on contact with the cue ball, and poor follow-through. With that in mind, here are 3 techniques that will help you achieve a silky smooth stroke. The first is obviously a straight stroke. This is naturally much easier said than done, and is an essential component of pool fundamentals. If you have not, do watch my first video on where I discussed how I'm fixing 2 aspects of my stroke. I won't repeat the details here as that video was fairly in-depth, but I'll highlight some key ideas here. I think the grip and overextension of the follow-through are 2 overlooked aspects of what makes a stroke straight. If the grip is too tight, it can cause an overextension of the follow-through after contact with the cue ball and cause the elbow to rotate, drop, or chicken wing. Currently, I know exactly how I should hold the butt and how to prevent overextension before I chicken wing. The second technique is to have a smooth transition between the final backstroke and the forward stroke. I have not seen this smooth transition technique explained in the following way. Usually I hear advice for just one half of the technique. The simplest way to explain this is to slow your final backstroke and match the beginning of the final forward stroke for the first 1 or 2 inches, then accelerate to contact and follow through. Many people know about slowing down the final backstroke, but pairing it with the slow beginning of the final forward stroke is the key to the smooth stroke. Previously, I used to pull back with a slow final backstroke, then let it go forward like letting an arrow go in a bow. However, this can lead to me punching the cue ball. The slow forward stroke at the beginning eliminates this. In addition, this technique can help with your shot accuracy. So get down on your shot, perform your pre-stroke feathers, and pause at the final address of the cue ball. Pull your final backstroke slowly. At the end of the stroke, match the same speed and push forward with your final forward stroke by 1 or 2 inches and then accelerate forward to complete the stroke. The third technique is to throw the cue rather than trust it. This is very hard to explain and may seem counterintuitive or confusing. As mentioned, it is very natural for us to want to use the cue and trust it at the cue ball, especially with shots we think need power. It is this trusting action that causes the issues of poking, punching, and stabbing at the cue ball. You also feel the impact of vibrations in your shoulder and wrist. Instead, try to throw the cue to the cue ball. Imagine an underhand throw, but you need to retain just enough grip on the cue so it doesn't fly out of your hands. The sensation is like the cue is sliding forward slightly in your hand. The throw action is generated by your pendulum swing elbow and a little from your loosed wrist. Combined with the smooth transition from the back to the forward swing, the throw completes the smooth stroke. If you've worked on the ability to deliver a straight stroke, You will be able to execute a smooth stroke that will drive the cue ball perfectly straight without any elbow drop, chicken wing, or wrist turn. I thought I should just touch on how your bridge distance and your butt grip can change with each shot. Some players use the exact same bridge length and butt grip for every shot. If you're shooting straight and are able to control the cue ball, then stick with it. However, I believe most players will adjust their butt grip and bridge based on the type of shot. For shots that require a soft hit, the bridge can be closer to the cue ball. Proportionately, the butt grip can move in to improve symmetry and control. Conversely, for shots that require a harder hit, you might want to use a longer bridge, and you'll want to grip the butt of the cue further back. The critical aspect of your bridge and butt grip is that your elbow and forearm are perpendicular when the cue contacts the cue ball. This also assumes the cue is as level as possible. Once you have identified the issues with your stroke and are applying fixes, you just need to put in the practice with purpose. This requires you to be very conscious of all aspects of your stroke fundamentals. This is mentally very challenging, and your body doesn't always follow your thoughts, especially when your mind drifts and you lose concentration. Set up straight shots at various distances to practice. The Mighty X drill is very useful here. Film yourself and review the footage after every 3 shots for an immediate feedback loop. Make adjustments and try again. Take a break after every 15 shots. As you work with longer shots that require a harder hit, understand that the strength of the hit on the cue ball is not by hitting it hard, but rather by using a faster stroke. And slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I hope this was a good sequel to my previous video and you watched them in tandem. Hopefully, they'll help you identify issues related to your stroke and offer solutions that work for you. I should mention, it took me weeks to identify and rectify the issues with my stroke. Maybe it'll be faster for you, but be prepared if it takes longer than you expect. Often, you might solve one issue only for another to pop up. That definitely happened to me. It can be incredibly frustrating. However, once you achieve that smooth, straight stroke, especially the first time, it is entirely satisfying and you will have a great sense of achievement. For me, I'm currently working on the consistency for my smooth, straight stroke, and this takes a lot of work, especially during gameplay because so many things are going on. It really takes a conscious effort. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you liked the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. It will really help the channel out. You can also support the channel by checking out my merch store at mragainpool.com. Every miss makes us better, so let's grow together. My name is JC. Try not to miss again.